twin sisters were taken to a group home after a house fire where their parents died, and eventually, only one of them was adopted. Years later, they both lost hope in finding each other again until a fateful evening neither could have expected. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Quick Stories, like and share this video with your friends. It might brighten their day and inspire them to do good. Also keep watching because an important lesson awaits at the end of the video. But why can't we both be adopted? Ellie cried as a staff member, Anna, at the group home explained that she had been selected by a couple who had been visiting for a while. Her twin sister, Lily, was right there listening to everything with a dreadful feeling in her stomach. Ellie and Lily were 7 but were brought to the group home 2 years ago when their house burned down, killing their parents. Before that, their childhood had been remarkable, as their parents loved them dearly. Most importantly, their bond was untouchable, and it helped them through the grief of losing everything they had known and trying to live with other kids. The staff told them that someday they would hopefully get adopted together, but suddenly they were given this terrible news. "I'm sorry, girls, but this couple can only adopt one kid, and they really like you, Ellie. They're lovely people, and you're going to have a great life with them," Anna explained gently. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," a woman said as Lily recovered her balance by holding onto a high table. "But it's not fair. I'm not leaving my sister," Ellie continued, getting angrier and angrier. "Please, Ellie, you'll see that this is good for you, and Lily would want you to go and have a better life. Right, Lily?" Anna said and raised her eyebrow at the other young girl. Lily looked down and didn't know what to say. She didn't want to be separated from Ellie, but she didn't want her sister to miss out on anything either. Only years later would she realize that Anna shouldn't have put that pressure on her. But at that moment, she had to encourage her sister. "You have to go. You would get parents again." Lily turned to Ellie and grabbed her hands. Her twin sister wanted to refuse, but Lily insisted, "You must, or else. It's this place forever." Neither of them liked the group home very much. Despite the hard efforts of the staff, it didn't feel like home. Lily wanted Ellie to have a home again. "We'll see each other again soon," Lily promised, and Ellie finally agreed. However, her adoptive parents didn't let her visit her sister much, and they moved to another state a few months later. Lily was never adopted, so she aged out of the system, and at 18, she started working hard to support herself while taking night classes. However, she never lost hope that she would see Ellie one day. When social media began, she signed up for almost every site and searched for her name. Nothing appeared, but she left her online profiles publicly available in case Ellie searched for her. Unfortunately, years passed and nothing. Lily heard nothing about Ellie and had no idea where she lived now or what she was doing. It seemed so strange to her that her sister was not trying to find her back. Maybe she had honestly forgotten her after years of no communication. What if something happened to her? Lily asked herself one night after thinking of ways to find her twin for hours. No, I can't think like that. She was still in contact with Anna, and although she had no idea where Ellie and her parents had moved, she told Lily not to lose hope and to keep searching. However, Lily never found her, and at some point, she had to move on with her life. At 30, Lily married the love of her life, Hansel, and they had 3 kids, including a set of twin boys. They often reminded her of Ellie, but she would generally shake off the bittersweet feeling and focus on something else. Their lives were normal. Luckily, Hansel had a huge family, so she stopped feeling alone. By 44, Lily didn't think of Ellie much anymore. She had a teenager and 2 other kids to watch out for, plus her incredible career in real estate. One night, she and Hansel left the kids with the grandparents and drove off to another state for his high school reunion. They lived in Maryland, but Hansel had lived almost his entire life in Virginia, and he was excited to see all his former friends, especially from the football team. Lily was a little worried she would have no one to talk to, and her life was pretty different from other people, so she was often awkward in social situations. So she spent the entire ride to Virginia fussing with her hair, dress, and makeup. Hansel grabbed her hand at some point and eased her worries. "Everyone is going to love you. My friends are pretty relaxed." "I wasn't part of the popular crowd like you, honey," Lily scoffed and laughed. "We weren't popular. Our school was chill, Ansel retorted with a grin, and they bantered back and forth all the way to the event, which genuinely helped Lily relax. They got there, and it was all mingling and drinking wine for hours. There was dinner, but Lily was not that hungry. At some point, she needed to use the restroom and call her mother-in-law to check on the kids, but she crashed into something, or rather someone. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," a woman said as Lily recovered her balance by holding onto a high table. "Don't worry, I'm perfecto." Lily's voice trailed off as her eyes settled on the person in front of her. Her hair, face, and even the small wrinkles on her forehead were exactly like hers. Ellie. Ellie's mouth had dropped open and she was frozen in place. After a few seconds of tense silence, all that came out was, "What are you doing here?" "My husband. It's his reunion," Lily answered, not knowing what else to say. She pointed behind her toward the group of men laughing and chatting. "Ansel is your husband? How? How is this possible?" Ellie asked, upset. Lily's eyes watered quickly at her sister's attitude. She seemed angry that she was there. It didn't make sense. Why would Ellie be mad at me? "Ellie, I've been trying to find you for many years, and you've been nearby all along." She finally asked carefully to avoid sounding accusatory. "Excuse me? You're the one that forgot all about me," Ellie replied, frowning and crossing her arms. "I wrote letters for years and years when we left Maryland, and you didn't respond to anything. I can't believe you have the gall." "I never got any letter. I was told that your parents didn't want you to communicate with me anymore and that I had to wait. When I turned 18, I started searching for you because they told me you left the state but never where you went. I figured you would be trying to find me like crazy too. I opened social media profiles. I searched everywhere I could." Lily cried, her tears coming down rapidly. Ellie was once again frozen in place, but her anger had dissipated. "What? I can't. Oh my God. They lied to me," she muttered, looking away and covering her mouth. "My parents, my adoptive parents, I mean," Ellie continued, and finally, she turned to her sister, opened her arms, and almost tackled her. But Lily resisted as they both started crying and held on tightly. Ellie and her husband, Landon, went to the same school as Ansel. However, Ellie and Landon were never close to the football crowd, and their graduating class had over 100 students. So, Ansel never knew them enough to recognize the same face when he met Lily years later. Both men were shocked when they found their wives crying and hugging in the middle of the reunion. But that unexpected moment became the talk of the event, and the sisters spent the entire night together and promised to catch up the next day. Ellie told Lily that she didn't have the best relationship with her adoptive parents. They were pretty cold people, and she had been in low contact with them since she left for college. She would later discover that her adoptive mother had lied about sending the letters, and Ellie would never forgive her for that. Back then, Ellie had started resenting Lily for not writing back, so when she became an adult, she decided not to find her twin or to search social media. When she opened her Facebook, she was already married and used her full name Eliana plus her husband's last name. There was no way Lily would have ever found her like that. It was only a stroke of luck that Lily ended up married to someone from Ellie's graduating class and that she showed up at the reunion. But once the twins cleared the air, everything settled. They told each other everything about their lives, including their husbands and families. They planned gatherings immediately to meet everyone. In a way, it was like 37 years had been erased. One night, Ellie and Lily went out to the porch and drank beers. "I regret telling you to leave," Lily confessed out of the blue. "I regret agreeing too," Ellie answered and held her hand. They stayed quiet after that, but in that silence, they promised each other never to separate again and experience life together, as it was always meant to be.